EA Sports coverage of the National Football League brings us to the Space City, Houston, Texas, and NRG Stadium. So pleased to have you along. This should be a good one. We're set, and off we go here on EA Sports. Nice job on the return. He's down close. Five-yard line. They'll break the huddle. Coming up now for 1st and 10. Out of the gun, they'll throw to get things going. Throw over the middle, and they can't connect. It's incomplete.
And that sideline just cannot believe their guy did not come down with that play. I mean, that's as easy as it gets. I frankly don't blame him. I mean, that's a play at this level you just have to make. Your teammates are dependent on it.
Pass right side to down. Well, he's brought down. That pass is going to pick up 4 and bring up 3rd down. He'll look to throw. He's got his man. That's down. They get 12 yards on that pass. 1st down, Vegas.
These 3rd down conversions are just so important, Mike. Everybody stresses we want to possess the ball, give our offense as much opportunity to end as many drives as we can, scoring points. So if you want to stay on the field, you better be good on 3rd down.
And he's going to lose yardage on this play. They knock him back to the midfield stripe.
How often do we see linebackers be so fast trying to track down the ball carrier that they end up actually overrunning the play and allowing the running back to cut back? But not this guy. Does a great job staying in phase, stretching this ball outside.
That's over the middle and intercepted. That's the linebacker, Christian Harris. And the Texans are in great shape here as they take over at their 46.
So anytime a team suffers an early setback like that interception, human instinct says, Mike, we need to get away from our game plan. We need to adjust. I don't think that's the case. There's a lot of game left, a lot of chances to avenge that play and still connect downfield on some of these passes. All proven, though, Mike, they've got to identify what went wrong, let's correct it so we're able to move forward.
A modest gain, maybe 2 yards. It's 2nd down. They'll look to throw. And that's going to be incomplete. Coverage was good that time. The contact jarring the ball loose and forcing 3rd down.
He decides to go with the safe throw and throws it well short of the sticks. And at this level, Mike, you just can't miss layups like that.
They're going to try to pick this up on 3rd and 8. Now they'll set up to throw. And they will continue to go backwards. He's taken down for a sack.
Sacks are drive killers. There is no greater correlation between a defense getting off the field and the ability to rush the quarterback. And when they come on 3rd down, that number just goes up.
And he's going to be brought down after a short return. And that's where his team will get possession of the football. They'll come up here, 1st and 10. Drive begins with a run by White. And he'll bring this to about the 34-yard line. Jalen Petrie up to make the tackle. Here's 2nd and 6. He'll drop to throw. Under pressure, and down he goes. They got him. Now the Raiders going to use the first of their timeouts.
The best thing they did here, Mike, is keep their rush lane integrity. What that means is you have to rush the quarterback as a unit. Keep him in the pocket. Keep him on that X. And when you do, man, he becomes a sitting duck for this pass rush.
So, backed up after the sack, and now it's 3rd and long. He'll take a deep shot for down. And that is incomplete.
Just doesn't seem to me right now that he's seeing the field, though. And that last possession results in the pick. We'd expect him to come back out here and be a little bit more careful with the ball. Find easier completions. Find the better matchup. And instead, he puts the ball back in harm's way, and he's lucky that wasn't another interception.
Oh, how about the coverage there? Met and dropped before he can get a return going. Some space opens as he's brought down following a gain of 6. They'll come up now for 2nd down and 4. Back to the ground. He'll get it again. And the D closes quickly. He stopped after a gain of a yard. To carry on Richardson, there on the tackle. Third down, 3 to go. Back to throw. That's caught. It's Joe Mixon. A gain there of 10 yards. It's good for a Texans first down.
Back-to-back 3-and-outs, and not ideal to start the game in that manner. So that's a really important throw right there. Let's see if they can build something from there. Brings up 1st and 10. Continue to let your opening script unfold. You got to go down and find some points here and get your offense settled down. Sometimes it's those footsteps. I don't care how long you've been playing or at what level you've been playing at. That defender's bearing down. You really get a good idea of what guys are willing to go through contact to secure a catch, and in this case, what guys are unwilling.
Back to the air again on 2nd and 10. A throw here, right side, falls incomplete. He was trying to get it to C.D. Lamb. Now it's going to be 3rd down.
Timing and trust. Critical elements of this quick passing game. If your target and the quarterback are not on the same page, it winds up being an incompletion and a wasted down.
After back-to-back incompletions, they now face 3rd down and 10. And that is incomplete. Roman Wilson was the intended target. And it's going to be 4th down. Here's Jack Fox now. He's on for the 2nd time. He'll try to get something inside the 10. Here's Gibson to return. Oh, looked like he may have hit a seam for a moment, but he's taken down after a solid return. The drive begins at the 20. Here's 1st and 10. They'll start this on the ground. And here's White. And to pick up 3 or maybe 4. Tackle there by Will Anderson. Here's a 2nd and 6. And that's going to wind up incomplete. Pressure certainly impacted the quarterback there. Couldn't get his arm all the way through. And it's going to bring up a 3rd down.
So the defense comes out in a cover 2 shell. And what that means, Mike, is the 2 safeties are going to split the field in half. One guy has one half, and the other guy has the other. There are abilities to get down the middle of the field, especially if you have speed. But really where you can attack it is they...
And they're going to get to him. He is sacked. There is a penalty marker on the field. Let's check the call first. Set to go now on 1st and 10. Downs goes in motion. On 1st and 10, they'll set up to throw. That's going to be intercepted. That's the linebacker, Christian Harris. Tyler Bass now for the extra point. He's got it. And the Texans will take a 7-0 lead. Following the touchdown, Bass is back to kick it off. This returnable from the 4. Oh, he's got room past the 30. Nice job on the return. He's down close to the 35-yard line. Right back to the air following that pick 6. That's a short one, caught by Bowers.
And this is where the versatility of the tight end position really starts coming into play. Not only do they have to line up with their hand on the ground, but they can occasionally split out in the slot. And man, they're too fast for linebackers, and a lot of times they're too big for defensive backs.
And stretching it out toward the sideline, but the defense gets to him. He'll be taken down for a loss.
This is what every defense in the league is shooting for, Mike. Negative plays. That's how you kill drives. Force teams to play from behind the sticks. Great job here, taking them down for a loss.
It is 3rd and 10. And that is incomplete.
This offense has to find a way to be better on 1st and 2nd down, like living in these 3rd and long situations. Must pass is not a recipe that their offensive coordinator wants to operate in.
And good coverage by the punt team. They stop him before he can get any return cranked up. So 1st and 10 now. They'll start from the 22. They'll begin on the ground, and here's Mixon. And he'll get about 6 there, setting up 2nd down.
This just shows why you can't count on just one guy to take him down. He's a powerful enough runner. You gotta have guys coming in support when that first hit is made. It takes a team effort to stop him, especially once he gets going.
They'll work now on 2nd and 4. Lone back in the backfield. He'll get the carry here. And he'll work his way for about 4 yards. And that's good enough for a 1st down.
I think this 2nd down call, Mike, they were hoping that at worst they had themselves set up for a 3rd down and short. But there's no need for 3rd down. He was able to get enough on 2nd, and they get a fresh set of downs.
On play action, he'll set up to throw. A throw left side finds Dell.
This is a great example here of just not getting too complicated as an offensive coordinator. Who's one of your best players on the field, and how do you get the ball in his hands?
That's caught by Lamb. And he's taken down on what should be the final play of this first quarter. We are through one. It's the Texans who have the early lead. More from Houston coming up in a moment. Couple of first downs already on this drive, and they'll go first down from the 43. From the shotgun, it's a give up the middle. And he'll get this up to the 44. Linebacker Fred Warner brings him down. Here's a 2nd and 9. From out of the gun, he'll throw. A short throw pulled in by Schultz. And they'll work this close to a first down, maybe just a tad short.
The drag route. We used to say this is day one install. Every single offense in the NFL has this sort of route, especially for the tight end position. And depending on the speed and the run after catch ability of the tight end, sometimes it can lead to some of the biggest gains.
Here's 3rd and 2. Now, faking the give. And this is going to be incomplete. That is great work there, making things difficult defensively. It'll set up a 4th down. Here's the punter now, as he's on to punt for Houston. And that is good coverage by the punt team as they meet him and bring him down. Here's 1st and 10. On the ground, it's White. And they're going to mark him down up past the 35.
Up until that run, this first half, it's kind of been tough sledding here for this run game. They'd love to see him get going. That last big pickup's going to go a long way.
On first down, right back to White. A gain of 4 as he's taken down. Toward the middle of the field that time, but incomplete.
Mike, when you're completing less than 35% of your passes, you're just not going to win a lot of games in the NFL. He's just too erratic throughout the course of the game. Sometimes it's exactly how they practiced. And at other times, it looks like they've never practiced at all.
Here comes 3rd and 6. And this is going to be incomplete. That is great work there, making things difficult defensively. It'll set up a 4th down. Here's A.J. Cole now as he's on to punt for the Raiders. And that's a nice job of making things more manageable for this offense as he takes it back beyond the 25-yard line. That'll be taken in by Mixon. Whoa! They'll mark him down up at the 44-yard line. You only get a 1-yard buffer from the line of scrimmage for these old linemen. That time he strayed a little too far, and it draws the flag. He'll get a couple of yards back, but it will be second and long. Brings up second and 13. A quick slack taken by Lamb. And he'll be taken down all the way up past the 45.
Every once in a while, it just comes down to you need somebody in the huddle to just make a play. And it wasn't a whole lot fancy here. The quarterback just dumps the ball down, a quick underneath completion, and then really it's the yards after catch that did the rest. And that's what it takes. You're not always going to have the perfect play. You're not always going to dial up the perfect play against the perfect look. Sometimes players need to make plays, and that was a good one there.
They'll come up on a 2nd down and 8. And that's going to be incomplete. Coverage was good that time. The contact jarring the ball loose and forcing 3rd down. Here comes the blitz as he looks to throw. That's his first reception of the ballgame, and it really comes at a good time as they get the conversion on 3rd down.
So far here early, Mike, the key for this offense has been their ability to maintain possession by converting on these 3rd downs. It's going to be a big storyline the rest of the way. This defense has to find a way. When they force 3rd down, they got to get off the field.
And they're going to be set up now as he's brought down at the 5-yard line.
Just seems like every year, Mike, the tight end position just continues to grow within the passing game and establishes a bigger and bigger role. And listen, I know I'm biased, but if you want to have a good passing game, you better have a good tight end.
They'll run here with Mixon. And he is going the wrong way. Tackled back at the 7.
Every team makes an emphasis on winning 1st down, but as a defense, when you're able to take them back for a loss, 2nd and long, you can really become more of a pass-centric defense and really tips the scales into your favor.
Now from the 7, it's 2nd and goal. In motion, Shakir. Off play action. He'll set up to throw. That's hauled in at the 2. Third and goal. Still motioning over. They'll try to run this one in. And he will power his way into the end zone. Touchdown, Texans. That's the 5th touchdown for him on the year. The extra point by Bass is good. And the Texans move out on top, 14-0. Following the touchdown, Bass is back to kick it off. This is fielded inside the 5. And this will work out quite well. He'll get it all the way out to the 30-yard line. First and 10. Right away, they'll set up to throw. He's going to look for the home run ball. And he'll be out of bounds, but not before he gets inside the 35-yard line. They'll look to throw here on first down. Open man, that's Gibson.
The receiver thought he had a nice soft spot in that zone coverage, and he settles down to give a nice target to the quarterback. The defense had eyes on him the entire time. Secure rally tackle prevents that from turning into a big play.
Now it's White. And not much there. He's back to the original line. No gain on that one.
I just don't love the look of this offense so far in this game, Mike. I mean, this first half, they've been flat, they've been lethargic, there hasn't been a lot of urgency, and we saw it again on this last play. Simple handoff, no gain, same story.
On third down, they'll set up to throw. And for the 3rd time in this first half, he's been intercepted. Picked off by Michael Carter. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. That's taken in by Shakir. They'll mark him down up at the 44-yard line. The Texans going to go ahead and use their first timeout here, as the clock will stop with 35 seconds to go in this second quarter. To the air now on first and 10. And that one is complete along the boundary. Good job of getting those feet in back.
The best guys I've been around, Mike, they have a sense where they can see the ball, but they can feel the sideline. And that's kind of an innate sense that these guys have that allows them to concentrate and secure the catch and ensuring that both feet remain in bounds.
A shotgun snap. He'll look to throw. He's looking deep for Shakir.
Well, not exactly breaking news here, Mike. They got speed on the perimeter that just not a lot of teams in the NFL have. So even though that ball falls incomplete, I think they have to continue to do it. Continue to pressure this defense and make them defend the entire field. Because as they're worried about him running by them, there is a lot of space open underneath.
Shotgun snap as they'll throw it on third down. And that is incomplete.
So on a day where he's completed, give or take half of his passes, Mike, you have to imagine there's a handful of throws he'd like to have back, and I think that last one falls in that category. But the biggest thing, and most fortunately for them, they find themselves with a lead despite a bit of an up-and-down performance out of their quarterback.
And he's going to lose yardage on this return. Tried to retreat, but is covered up. So they come to the line for first down and 10. From the shotgun, Wilson. To the left side and taken in by Downs. And he's going to be brought down up past the 20. And the offense will elect to burn a timeout. 5 seconds remaining in this second quarter.
You can see this connection is just starting really to pick up. They're seeing the game through the same set of eyes, and that is the job of the receiver. What is my quarterback expecting from me? Where does he want me? Be there on time, and it leads to big gains like this.
And with just 1 second remaining in the first half, they get the timeout. Second and 7. They'll keep it on the ground here again. Up the sideline at the 35. And he's going to be out of bounds. Triple zeros up there on the clock. We have reached the end of the first half. All right, Coach, second half, drawing near. Glad to have you back with us here on EA Sports. Third quarter set to commence. And we're back underway here on EA Sports. We'll start at the 4. He'll swing this one out wide to his running back. He'll be taken down rather swiftly after a gain of just 3.
What an advantage it brings a defense when you have cornerbacks that are such willing tacklers. It just brings an extra element to the ability to defend the entire field. And this is a great example here why.
Here's a give up the middle to Mixon. And that one shut down pretty quickly. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage. Nothing more.
You want to see linebackers play downhill, Mike, meaning there's not a lot of side-to-side pursuit. They're attacking the line of scrimmage, attacking the ball carrier. That's exactly what we saw out of this guy here. He's able to make the stop at the line of scrimmage and keep it to no gain.
On third down, they'll throw from the gun. He's got a receiver, and that's Lamb. He's to the 15. And he will go all the way. C.D. Lamb. Touchdown, Houston. Now Bass to tack on the extra point. His kick is good. And the Texans will stake themselves to a 21-0 lead. Following the touchdown, Bass is back to kick it off. This will be returned from the 6. He'll work his way across the 25-yard line. A fresh set of downs to work with. It is first down and 10. Now it's Wilson. A hit as he throws there. It's going to wind up incomplete. The pressure got to him that time, and it'll set up second down.
I think at some point for this quarterback, he has to start looking some other directions. I mean, he's tried to get the ball now to this guy multiple times, and all of them have resulted in incomplete passes. I'm not saying don't throw it to him in the future, but maybe get yourself a couple easy completions elsewhere before you look back in his direction.
We'll try again. It's 2nd and 10. On 2nd down, a run with White. And tough running there. He's up to the 32. Willie Gay with the stop. Third and 6. From the gun, it's Wilson. That's caught. Left side. It's complete. And he's going to have the first down. So they convert on 3rd down with a pickup of 9. First down, Raiders. On the ground, here's Keaton Mitchell. And good blocking up front, paving the way for a gain of 8 on the ground. Here's 2nd and 2. The give to White, and he's going to be stuck well behind the line of scrimmage. A play going absolutely nowhere. 3rd and 5. Out of the gun, it's Wilson. That's a short one, caught by Bowers. And it looks like he's going to have the first down. What great work after the catch to extend the drive. They go play action with Wilson. The ball deflected at least a couple of times, but it'll fall to the ground. It's incomplete.
Pretty unforgettable performance so far in the first half, Mike, and they're going to try to figure this out here in the second half and try to gain some momentum. Figure out what's going to work, where are our matchups, and let's go try to put a drive together and get some points, because so far this has been a struggle, and they just cannot get anything going through the air.
And they'll work this close to a first down, maybe just a tad short.
So I don't think his fullback was his primary option on that play, but a really nice job by the quarterback working quickly through his progression, getting the ball down to his big fullback, and he's able to pick up a nice gain.
They have converted twice on 3rd down on this drive, and they need a yard here with 3rd and 1. That's to the right side, and caught by Bowers.
It came up a little bit short there on 3rd down, but I think the reality is, Mike, they've been in 4-down territory for a while now. You find yourself down multiple scores. You cannot afford to waste any of these possessions.
Needing the tough yards, they'll go with their fullback. And he's going to have a Raiders first down by a good couple of yards as they get 3 on 4th and inches.
This play should always end up converting a 4th down, especially at this distance. But you can't tell me there weren't some nerves on that sideline as they sent that play in to snap it. But fortunately, nothing to worry about. The offense gets it done. Defense does a nice job here initially using zone coverage to take away the middle of the field. That's the most valuable real estate in football. The quarterback gets off his first read, sees some openings to the sideline, and him and his receiver are able to connect.
And it'll be a pickup of 3. So 3rd down, forthcoming.
And with that run, Mike, even though it brings up 3rd down, it still keeps this offense in what they call a 50-50 downs. It means with the down and distance provided, you can call a run or a pass, and both are equal threats. And that's what makes it so hard for these defenses to defend those situations.
Looking to convert for the 3rd time on this drive. They'll need another here. It's 3rd and 2. And he's going to have the first down. It is a gain of 6. Good conversion on third down.
One of the easiest ways to negate these really good pass rushes in the NFL, Mike, is just to simply get the ball out of the quarterback's hand as fast as possible. And sometimes it's by design, sometimes it's based on need. But really nice job there by the quarterback, getting into the hands of his receiver and then see what he can do after the catch.
Fine work defensively. That's going to be knocked away and go down. It's an incompletion. Trying to get it to his tight end, Brock Bowers. And it'll bring up second down. Wilson. He's got it at about the 8. And he'll be taken down.
I love the way the ball's been moving around to different guys this drive, Mike. I mean, it really keeps the defense guessing and off balance. And now this defense is going to have to figure out how to keep this offense out of the end zone because it's first and goal.
To the 5-yard line. Now here's second and goal. Here's Wilson to throw. That's caught left side by Bowers. And he's in. Brock Bowers. Touchdown, Las Vegas. Carlson's kick is good. And the Raiders get back in it. It is 21-7. Both teams ready to go once more as the kick's away. And no chance to return this one. Through the end zone for a touchback. They'll come up here, 1st and 10. They'll run with Mixon. The hole closes quickly. He'll pick up about 3. They face second down and 7. Up the middle they go. Maybe a couple there. It's third down. He'll look to throw. He gets this complete to Shakir. So both teams trade touchdowns in that frame as we get through the end of the third quarter. You're watching the NFL on EA. Handoff here, up the middle, and nothing on that one. Back to the line of scrimmage, and that is it.
In order for you to be able to operate out of this 4-3 style defense, Mike, the key is your defensive tackles, their ability to penetrate, their ability to be game wreckers. That's exactly what we saw here, his ability to get back there, make the stop at the line of scrimmage, keep it to no gain.
They'll try again here, 2nd and 10. Now they'll set up to throw. He's across midfield. And they're going to work this down inside the 45.
An interesting decision there by the play caller to put this ball in the air. Mike, you're up by 2 scores. Traditional wisdom says, hey, we're up by 2 scores late in the 4th quarter. We've got to keep this clock moving. You don't want to risk an incompletion. Now, they convert. They're able to secure the catch and pick up a fresh set of downs. That's going to enable them to continue to burn more clock. And without a stop, their opponent's not going to get the ball back.
And he is stopped in his tracks. Loss of a couple on the play.
At this stage in the 4th quarter, great job by the defense, understanding exactly what the offense is trying to do. They're trying to bleed the clock, shorten the game. They completely sold out to stop the run, able to take them down for a loss.
They'll look to throw. That's caught. It's Roman Wilson. And they're going to move this ball inside the 25-yard line.
This is clinic tape for any young wide receiver out there watching this guy run routes. He has the defender thinking everything is a go ball. Attack him vertically, and then when you get to your route depth, you stick that foot in the ground, you break in, balls on time.
And he's in. Take down. Touchdown, Texans. Greg, that's one of those scores where it's not completely over, but it's getting to be about that time.
Yeah, Mike, I just think they're entering miracle stage right now, and I just don't think there's any coming back from this deficit.
Following the touchdown, pass is back to kick it off. From the 6, here comes a return. Oh, nice return, but he takes a big shot at the end of it. They'll break the huddle. Coming up now for 1st and 10. Here's Wilson. He'll take a shot down the middle of the field. And his offense is going to be all set up with a short field and a chance to extend their lead.
And at this point in the game, Mike, we all know one play can be the difference between winning and losing. And now after that poor throw, we'll see, can they capitalize on this extra possession that they just stole?
Here's a toss, right side. Not much to speak of on that one. Maybe a gain of a yard. It's 2nd down. Now a give up the middle. And he nearly got free. But as it is, gain of 6, and it sets up 3rd down. Going to try to pick up the 1st down with a zone read. He's looking for room on the edge, but could not find any. They track him down behind the line, and it's 4th down. And he is going backwards. Good coverage there to make sure he did not get free. Throwing now, Wilson on 1st down. And that ball incomplete over the middle.
Well, we all know the running joke, right, Mike? If this guy could catch, he'd be playing offense. And, well, I think that's kind of a joke for the past. These defensive players are incredible these days. That's just too easy. You've got to secure that interception for your defense and get off the field.
Oh. And out of bounds he goes, just shy of midfield. A big play there for the Raiders. 32 yards.
And at this point in the game, trailing by this much, you're just trying to get something positive going. And even if it doesn't alter the outcome of this week's game, Mike, you're trying to build on some things that you can take into next week's practice, build off of and learn from, and hopefully carry it into next week's game to hopefully have a lot better performance, especially here offensively.
Set to go now on 1st and 10. Wilson will throw again. And this one is intercepted. Derek Stingley comes up with it. And the Texans are going to take over at their own 13-yard line.
When you find yourself in this situation, Mike, you're on defense, you're defending your own goal line, you got to take some chances. You got to try to force a turnover and make a play and get off the field. That's exactly what this defender did. Takes a chance, bets on himself, and comes away with a pick to save them some points.
His drive will start on the ground, and he'll get 2 on this one before being taken down. Second down and 8. They'll stick with him again. And he'll be stacked up at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play.
The big guys in the middle of the defense, Mike, the defensive tackles. So often they're asked to do the dirty work. Keep the blockers off the linebackers. Let them run around and make all the plays. But in this case, this guy's able to shed his blocker, make the stop, and keep it to no gain.
In motion, Lamb. They'll try to get this one on the ground. This will not do the trick. They've stopped him behind the line. 4th down coming up. The Texans getting all set to punt, as he'll take this a yard or 2 into his own end zone. And he's going to be hit and dropped right away. That's great coverage there. Winds up with nothing on the return. The drive begins with a run by White. And he'll manage to get this ahead for a pickup of 5. They'll break the huddle. It's 2nd and 5. Now Wilson. That one into the hands of Downs. And they'll whistle him down, but not before he picks up a 1st down after a gain of 7. Over the middle, that's the tight end, Bowers. And they're going to move this ball inside the 25-yard line.
A gain of 21. 1st down, Raiders.
Wilson lines up in the pistol. This is caught at the 2. To the goal line and in. Brock Bowers. Touchdown, Vegas. That's a 2-touchdown game for him. Numbers 7 and 8 for the season.
Makes the score Texans 28, Raiders 14.
This one not quite over, but down a couple of scores. We're going to get an onside kick. The kickoff unit is out there, and they'll send this one away.
Well, we knew, Mike, this was going to take a miracle. All they needed to do was recover this, score, recover another one, score again. Unfortunately, that's not going to happen, and this game's all but over.
They'll begin here on the ground, and they'll move this one down inside the 40-yard line.
This is the moment in the game, Mike, where it really matters to have a run game. You find yourself winning here late. You want to try to run the clock out and finish with the ball. And boy, do they ever. Give credit to this offensive line and running back. They came through when their team needed them the most.
From the 39, here's a 1st and 10. Down to a knee here. The defense still has a couple of timeouts. We'll see if they're going to use them. And a nice run there as he surges forward, a gain of 8, and sets up third down.
It's tough to completely celebrate, Mike, when you don't pick up the first down, but that's a run you will take every single time. I mean, good yardage, and in a lot of situations, it'll get you the first down, just not here.
You've got to consider this an absolute must-stop defensively. It's third down. And he's got nowhere to go. The defensive front controlling the line of scrimmage there. And that is going to bring up fourth down. Tyler Bass on to try the field goal. Officially an even 50-yard attempt. Bass's kick is good. And the Texans will extend their lead.
And this is what you want. I mean, you clearly have the advantage, but you want to continue to apply pressure. Can you score every time you get the ball? They're able to do that here. They tack on 3 and extend their lead.
Now Wilson on first down. And he can't hang on through the contact. It's incomplete. What a good job defensively to meet him just as the ball was arriving. And it'll be second down. Throwing is Wilson. Completing this one to Downs. His 5th catch of the afternoon. Good for a first down.
It's been tough sledding for this offense all day today, Mike, but especially here in the second half. So they are just in desperate need of a spark. Just something to get their offense into a little bit of a rhythm if they want to have any chance to find themselves back into this game here late. This is one of those situations that plays directly into the hands of the defense because think, like, they know this offense has to be one-dimensional. This has to be a pass. So what do? They bring in extra defensive backs. They clog up the back end. And at the end of the day, there's just nowhere for the offense to go with the ball.
Again, Wilson. He'll look for Mitchell out of the backfield. And they'll move this one down inside the 40-yard line. Throwing again, Wilson. And this ball batted away and incomplete.
For the most part, he's been very accurate with the ball. He's completing over 60% of his passes, but because they haven't been able to get any big explosive plays, continue to push the ball downfield, hasn't really translated on the scoreboard just yet.
And this throw batted away and incomplete.
What did he tell us in our production meeting this week, Mike? He takes such great pride in his coverage abilities, and after that play, it's pretty clear why.
On third down, here's Wilson. Escaping the danger, throwing and completing.
This is a really popular concept on third down. It's good versus man, it's good versus zone. They call it mesh routes or drag routes. They want to create some traffic in the middle of the field and pop the receiver out the backside of the defense. But give credit to the defense. They were ready for it. They rallied to the ball and keeps them short from picking up the first down.
They'll go down to a knee. Here's a timeout, Houston. That's their second. And they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in this one. First and 10 now from the 36. Victory formation here as he's down to a knee. Victory formation here as he's down to a knee. So it's a win here for the Texans. And right away you can point to the turnover battle. Always key. Tells the story so often. It did here again today. Their offense didn't turn it over at all. They finished on the plus side with the takeaways. As a result, they're going to come away with the victory. And that'll do it for my partner, Greg Olson. For our entire team, I'm Mike Tirico. This has been a presentation of the NFL on EA Sports. It's a win for the Texans as we say, so long from Houston.